Baltimore. When I think of Baltimore, I think of John Waters.
Yeah.
And it, to me, always makes Baltimore feel like it's a very different kind of community. Now, you're not native from Baltimore, from what I understand.
No, but I've been there over 15 years, so it feels like home now.
Exactly. I know what that means. And what drew you to going to Baltimore, though?
Actually, it was to join a band. With our guitar player Brooks. I saw his old band come through town when I was living in Nashville, Tennessee. And I thought, it's about time for me to move and try a different town. And I'd never lived on the East Coast before, and they lived in Baltimore. And I said, what if I joined your band? And they said, what if? So we did that, and we had that band for years. And when it kind of fizzled out, that's when Brooks and I started War on Women, actually.
And that was going to be my next question. How did it get started, and the movement behind it, the thought, the ethos behind War on Women?
Yeah, we were just, this is all, people can Google this. I've done a ton of interviews about it. But, we were just fed up with the way politics was going and the way women were being treated. It really felt like it was starting to regress. And maybe I was just finally conscious enough of the world to notice. But I was pissed, and it didn't seem like anyone was really talking about it in music. And so we thought, well, our last band is kind of done. Let's start something new. We wanted to do something political and feminist, and we also wanted to do something heavier. And it just worked
all meshed together. Because that's the thing that struck me. I grew up in the era of Now and the Equal Rights Amendment not getting passed. And, I look back on those times and I think, we should be well beyond this, and we're not. So it's bands like you that bring it to the forefront and help us again when we need it, especially with what's going on over there right now.
Yeah, it's really tough right now. People are feeling really defeated and fired up. It's really hard, though, when you actually care about human rights and equity for all people. The current administration really makes it hard to fight over and over. Because you just feel like you are losing. So we have to keep ourselves up. We have to support each other. We have to take breaks. And we have to rally together when it's time.
And you guys are a great spearhead for doing that and helping get that word out. So thank you on behalf of all of us. Thank you.
We do our best. I would much rather we have nothing to sing about.
Yeah, I agree. It would be a much nicer world, but and you guys get a lot of criticism. I've seen so much of it, and I'm thinking, why? And what do you think is the reason that people seem to really hate your message?
I don't consider misogynist trolls online saying random offensive things. I don't consider that criticism. They're just mad that I'm a woman and I exist.
Exactly. And you speak.
Yeah, I don't hear a lot of actual criticism of our band, or like constructive criticism or critiques. Like, there really isn't a lot of that.
I agree.
People either get the band and love it, they get the band and they're like, it's not their favorite music, so they pass, or they're just fucking assholes and they're sexist anyway, and they don't want to have anything to do with women speaking their mind.
And you've been speaking your mind a lot lately, through the written word in particular. You just released a book about safe spaces. How did that come about?
It came about because I realized that the information I was talking about in safer space workshops that I teach, I was just saying the same things over again. That's what the workshops are. I'm just teaching the same tactics over and over again. And I thought, I can't be everywhere at once. Wouldn't it be easier if I could just hand someone a book, or they could buy it, and then I don't have to try to make it to another country or another state when no one can afford to fly me out anyway. So I just thought it would be a way to get the information into more people's hands.
Yeah, and that is a really good thing because it's not just a punk thing. It is universal, and your book appeals to everybody because of that. You don't just make it a punk thing. And it exists over here still. It exists everywhere still. I was really involved in the music business back in the 80s, and it was happening then. And I really thought when I got back involved again that I wasn't going to be treated like, well, who's your boyfriend? Or you're a groupie. I mean, it's moved on slightly, but it's all still there. And so that type of stuff, your work is helping with that, and books like that getting out and trying to get people to feel like they can go to a gig and not feel like they're going to get groped because of the message.
And to, the book is really, it's not a critique on punk or metal or anything, because it's not, no scene is immune from this kind of stuff, and it's not even about music scenes. It's literally just about public spaces or semi-public spaces, and this stuff is happening everywhere. And even, the most punk among us, we have to go to a job sometimes, and we have to exist in spaces that aren't with like-minded folks all the time. And so it's happening there too, and not just harassment of women, but racism, transphobia, Islamophobia, ableism, all the isms, right? Like, this book helps people take safer spaces into their own hands and make any space they inhabit safer for everyone. And it's really practical too. I didn't want it to be preachy. I didn't want it to be full of academic jargon. I just wanted to lay it out like, here's some stuff you can do if you care about the people in your community feeling welcome.
And here's a tip.
And here's some tips. No big deal.
And if people wanted to buy it, where can they get it?
They can definitely get it from akpress.org, and I know pretty soon it's going to be available over here in Europe and UK.
In fact, I think today Amazon has it.
Oh, okay, great. I know it was on a boat at the same time I was flying over here to start the tour, and so I know that it was catching up with us, so that's really great. If it's available now. It's available now. Amazon, akpress.org. And you know what? The best thing you could do is probably ask your local bookseller if they stock it.
It's small bookshops, support them.
We obviously want to support them more than Amazon, so.
Exactly, but Amazon, let's face it, is the biggest distributor of books in most places, so it's good that it's out there and it's coming on. You're over here. You just got here yesterday to Europe, and you're on a big European tour. And what are you most looking forward to on your tour?
Just getting everywhere on time and sleeping well and having good beer. And I'm really excited about how much more vegan food there is, even in just the last 2 years since we've been here. There's so much more vegan food, even at the service stops. So I'm excited to stay healthy and that it's easier for us. It's
a bit easier, but Germany will be tougher.
Germany's always tough, but I'm really looking forward to their vegan sausages and stuff. So we'll be fine. We'll make it.
Yes. And they take such good care of the artists in Germany that they will cater to
They'll
your
make up
vegan.
to us. Yeah. And also the shows.
Yes, of course. Is there a particular city that's always been where you love to play?
Well, we've only played one show so far, and it was in London,
Right.
and it was sold out. It was packed. There was like such a diverse, like gender diverse group of people there, and they were all dancing and having a good time and singing along. And so that's going to be really hard for every other city to live up to.
That
so
set the stage.
yeah, it kind of did for this tour. But I do really like Germany, just their style. I like the look of the place. You know, I have some ancestry there, and so I feel a little connection to Germany. But I'm really looking forward to playing a show in France. I visited as a tourist, but we've never played France, and I'm curious to see how that'll go since we've never been there before.
Yeah, that'll be an interesting one because the French and the English language don't always. So I think you'll translate well still.
Hopefully. Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, the Germans get it.
Yeah, they do.
They're like, oh, you're mad? Okay, we get that.
Anger. We're fine.
Yeah.
Alles klar. No problem. What's next for the band? Are you doing anything after you get back from tour, or?
Yeah, just more touring actually. So we have to take breaks in between tours because we all have jobs to get back to. And so month off, we go back out in the States with Baroness. Okay. And then some more time off, and then we're out with another band. It hasn't been announced yet, so I can't actually tell you.
Super secret band.
Yeah, and we are playing Fest again this year in Florida. That's been announced. And then hopefully by the end of this year, we'll be writing more songs and start working on a new record next year.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah,
and
me too. We'll see how it goes.
I want to thank you very much for taking this time to speak with us by the lovely filth of Manchester. And looking forward to singing there.
It feels like Baltimore, actually. Like this is totally comfortable to me in every way. Don't worry.
I grew up in Cleveland, so for me, it's.
That's a joke for the Americans over here.
Yeah. Thank you again, and I can't wait to see you on stage.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
Thanks.